Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Parmida from Parmsi. In today's video, we're gonna talk about blogging, YouTubing, and social media in general, but mainly blogging. I want to share all the blogging tips I've learned throughout these years from my mistakes. When you guys asked me on Instagram to make this video, first of all, I'm not a big blogger. I've been doing this for almost, I would say, fully being committed for 2 years, but I did not think of myself to be a successful blogger to just sit down here and talk about it. And then I realized, why not? I've been doing this since 2016, kind of like on and off. I think it's not a bad idea to share my mistakes and my experience with you guys. That's why I'm making this video. I started writing tips and all the good stuff that I know on a paper here in front of me, and then I stopped and I was like, for this video, since it's challenging as it is, I want to challenge myself even more and just sit here and be as raw as I can be and just share my experience with you guys, all the goods and bads, in a hope of inspiring someone. So I hope this video helps. Again, I'm not a very successful blogger, but I love where I am, and I think for what I'm doing and how much time I put into this thing, try to build this career, I'm actually doing pretty good. So that's why I decided to end up doing this video. I'm not gonna ramble, but let's start. In this video, I'm not gonna go deep about how or when I started blogging. I'm gonna tell you when, but like how I got into it or what I was doing before. I feel like that's like a story time video that I can just do in another time. So if you guys are interested, just let me know down below in the comment section, and then I can share that side of my story, what I was doing before becoming a blogger. I decided to become a blogger when I was working at Saks Fifth Avenue. I knew I want to do something with fashion, but I had no idea what to do. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea on how to even build website. Like, I had no idea what blogging was. I had an idea that there is a website, you write kind of like an essay or article or whatever you want to call it. You put some pictures on the website and then you just talk about whatever you like. Keep that in mind. It was end of 2015. Blogging was hot, but not as hot as it is these days. Like, everybody knows what blogging is. Nobody knew what blogging was. At least the people around me had no idea. I didn't know it completely. Imagine me not knowing it and knowing it half-assed. I had to explain to my people what blogging means, you know? It came to the point that I had to decide to come up with a name, with something that it's catchy, with something that it stays in people's mind. My full name is Parmida, but people who are super close to me, Persian people that are very close to me, they call me Pari, which is the short version of my name, and my American friends, they call me Parms. So I always go with Parms, and I was like, okay, this is great. It's not too long. It's only 4 letters and people can remember it, and I'm gonna just name my blog Parms. But unfortunately, it wouldn't accept Parms because it was already taken. I just wanted to get it done right then, so I decided to go with Parmsi, which Persian people think it is Parmis. Even people that see me at parties, they ended up calling me Parmis. It's a beautiful name, don't get me wrong, but I'm not Parmis. I'm Parmida. My blog name is Parmsi. So my whole point is, if you want to build a blog, first thing, you need a good name. A name that it's short enough, people will remember, it's catchy, at least for the first years of blogging. Just start. If you're thinking about starting a blog, starting a YouTube channel, Instagram account, just do it. Don't think about being absolutely perfect, because guess what? You're not going to be perfect. Like, There is no such a thing as being completely perfect. You need to learn on the way. You need to make mistakes. You need to learn from your mistakes. And the positive part of blogging and YouTube's and Instagram, it's kind of like at the beginning, the first few years, you don't have that many audience. So you can make mistakes as much as you need to make, and you need to learn from them and improve. That's all it matters. Being a perfectionist, it's not gonna get you anywhere. I remember when I started YouTube, I would just sit and film and film and film and edit. I hated my face, I hated my facial expression, I hated my accent, I hated my grammar errors. I tried to edit everything out, but now I'm like, you know what? This is who I am. I moved to the States when I was 16 years old. This is not my first language. And the fact that I sit in front of the camera and do this and I love what I do, that's the most important thing. And you have to overcome your fear. So if you love something, this is not just for blogging. If you love to do something, you have to do it. Don't think about what people think. Girl, I've been doing this for a couple of years and the people who claim to be close to me, they still judge me. They still don't talk about my blog. They still don't support, but who cares? As long as you have one person, literally one person on your side, who you can talk to, who you can share your thoughts, your mistakes, and who is there with you to support you, that's all it matters. You don't need any of your family members, friends. I mean, if you have that support, it's a big plus, but if you don't have it, there is nothing wrong with that. And it took me a long time and I learned it in a hard way, and I don't want you to feel the same because I've been there. It feels shitty. As long as you're happy and you love what you're doing and you're putting that energy out there, you're improving every month, every week, every year, I guarantee you're going to be successful. And I know I'm not there yet, but I've tasted the improvement and I saw some results that I've never thought I would see. So take a break whenever you're not motivated, whenever you're feeling like you're tired, exhausted, drained. Take a break. I do that too. Record for the last probably 2 weeks because a lot of things is going on in my personal life and I didn't want to just jump right in front of the camera and just film a video to just film a video. When I do this, I want to put my 100% out there, but I will never give up. That's the main key. You should never give up because we all go through it. There are days that I wake up, I'm like, I do all these work for nothing, and then guess what? The following day, someone reach out to me and they want to collaborate. So you never know. There is always a rainbow after a rain. So keep that in mind. And this is a field, it's a career field that you need to work a lot. And the first few years, and I'm talking about at least 4 or 5 years, you're not gonna make money. So don't quit your job. I mean, if you can afford it and do this full time and you don't have to go out there and work, or you're younger, more power to you, because that's the best. You can completely be focused on blogging and YouTubing. But other than that, don't give up on your day job over this. Try it out. Post at least once a week. It doesn't matter if it's your website, if it's your YouTube channel. I mean, Instagram, please don't post once a week because Instagram has its own different world. I can definitely make a separate video on Instagram because Instagram, there are so many things that goes behind the scene that people don't realize, and they only think that we just post pictures and that's it. But there are so many marketing things. Also, they keep changing the algorithm, which makes it a little bit harder in some ways and easier in other ways to post and promote your logo and your brand. Not logo, your brand. I don't know why I said your logo. Language barrier. Here I am again. Whatever. I would say the next tip would be just make sure your intentions are right. And I say this not in a cheesy way, but very serious, because when I started doing this, I had no idea you can make money out of it. I knew you can make money out of it, but I didn't think the way that I know. So I did it out of love, honestly, because since I was a kid, I loved sharing. I loved sharing all my experiences. If I buy any clothes, I was the first person to say, oh, I bought this on sale for $5. Oh, legit, this one is like $7 from Urban. And that was part of my reason why I started my blogging at first. And now it got to the point that I will eventually want to expand it and make it not just about fashion and beauty. My goal is to have a community full of creative women who are actually supporting each other, and we can just have a page on my website that we can always talk, vent, get ideas, get tips from each other, sharing our mistakes and learning from each other's mistakes. So that's my whole goal, and later on I would love to expand my business in upcoming years and have all women who are dreaming to work outside and work with me, not for me, and we build empire. I mean, there are so many goals that it comes with this blogging and this journey. My other goal is to write a book one day, and just that's been my dream. Although my grammar sucks, I can just write a book and have someone fix it for me, proofread it. I just want you to have a good intention when you start doing this, because it's a hard work. They sit across from me and they say, oh, you don't do much. You sit in front of the camera and film, or you go out and take pictures. Oh my God, must have been nice. Yes, it's nice because I love what I do, but it's a lot of work. Keep that in mind. I'm talking about YouTube right now, just specifically for 2 minutes. In order to make a video, you need to get ready. You need to put on full-on makeup or not, your choice. I like to put makeup on. So it takes me like at least an hour in advance before filming. Then you have to choose your title in advance. You have to come up with SEO. You have to optimize, make sure that you will be able to optimize this video. How is the Google search on it? How is the YouTube search on it? So that takes at least 1 hour. Filming itself, it can take up to 3-4 hours, and editing, let's not just talk about it, because the longer your video is, the longer your editing journey will be. So it can take up to 15 hours of editing. So you're putting 20 hours of work, minimum of 15, 20 hours of work on a 20-minute video for nothing, basically. 4,000 views gives you less than $20. So don't think about, oh my God, I want to become a YouTuber, I'll be rich and banking over there. No, it doesn't work like this. And of course, yes, there are some people that they got very lucky, and but still they work their butt off, and it's a lot of work. So you have to be really patient. Otherwise, you're gonna lose it. You have to make sure you know, if you're doing blogging, you're not gonna make money for the first 4 years and you're okay with it. So you have to love it in order to be okay with it, right? So make sure you're loving it. Try it out for a couple of months, because consistency is key. You have to be consistent. At least, as I said and mentioned before, you have to post at least once a week. I mean, Instagram, I would say at least 4 times a week, because people will forget about you and they're gonna unfollow you. And YouTube, the minimum would be once a week. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, because life comes first sometimes and we can't just sit here and film. YouTube is probably the hardest part. If you decide to become a YouTuber, you need to make sure that you have that extra 25 hours per week to just make one video. Again, it really depends on what you're doing. Makeup videos take longer. Fashion and styling, they can take a little bit longer too. It just really depends on your niche, what you're trying to do. I started blogging back in 2016, January of 2016, and I did it for 4 or 5 months, and it started doing good actually, and then something tragic happened in our life and Mateen got into an accident, so I had to pause it for like I feel like almost a year. I didn't really post much. We were really struggling emotionally, financially, everything. Like I wasn't even focused. I was going through a lot. It was very traumatizing, and it took me a year to get out of the darkness, and that itself, it's like a story time video. End of 2017, that's when I started adding beauty and makeup, and I got a lot of new viewers and audience through that, because people like the makeup, people like this skincare. I felt like I had to add one more criteria to my blogging in order to kind of expand it. Not everybody's looking for fashion, not everybody's into makeup, so I wanted to have that option. And since then, it's been an amazing journey, because when I started my YouTube, more people saw me on Google apparently. That's when I started getting emails to collaborate sometimes. I mean, I'm telling you, emails, don't think about like 200 emails. In between, you get all these junk emails too. Like companies will reach out to you to work with them. They're like, oh, I give you a discount to buy my items, but guess what? You're gonna just advertise my shirt to your audience. Or I'm gonna send you a free such and such, just share it with your audience. So if you're really doing this as your career, if you don't love the item, please don't take it as free just because it's free. I know it's tempting, but don't do it. If I love something, or if I've been using something, I accept it as a gift and I share it with my audience. But I feel like being authentic and being real, it's the most important thing in this field, because if you're not real or honest, it's gonna catch up with you later on. And people are not stupid. People read through these screens. People want you to be authentic. People want you to just share what you love and not do this for money. If you want to start a website, I started with WordPress, and I don't think, because I know you have to pay for it yearly or monthly, whatever. You buy your domain name. I think there is a website called Blogger. I'm gonna just find out and probably put it somewhere here or there. And also you can just try, I don't know if GoDaddy, it's good for blogging, but Wix is pretty good. Just see what works for you and start doing that. Be patient, be consistent. Find out your niche. If you're focusing in food, just make sure you post food only. If you're focusing in photography, just do photography. It takes a long time, and I know sometimes, as I said, it's discouraging, but don't be discouraged, because this is different than any other career. All the other careers, people don't share their life. They're not on social media 24/7, so we don't know about their struggle. The thing about this business is people watch you and they judge you when they watch you. No matter how good you are, how fabulous you're doing, they're gonna judge you and watch you and criticize you. You might go to a party and people say, oh, you don't still make money out of blogging? I had that experience with someone and I said, no, not much. I mean, I know my level, you know? So I'm not here to flaunt and say, oh my God, I'm so amazing. So I'm not gonna lie to you. So I said, no, not that much. And she goes, well, if I were you, I would just quit by now because, I mean, if I do something and I'm not making money out of it, what's the point of doing it? I would give up. That's why I'm doing whatever I'm doing because I'm making good money. Everybody's journey is different. Some people will judge you because they don't know about blogging. They don't know how social media works. As much as they think they know, they just don't know the field. So just educate yourself. Be confident about what you're doing. Be vulnerable with people, not too vulnerable, but if you're making a mistake, if I talk bad or if I say something wrong grammarly on even my Insta story, I leave it like that. I don't change it. Sometimes I do because we all get cuckoo, but most of the time I don't because that's who I am. I don't want to change myself and make myself to look perfect all the time because I know if I put that pressure on myself to be perfect all the time, I'm gonna give up at some point. So be yourself, do it if you love it, don't give up. It's not too late to do it in 2019, you guys. There are so many webinars that I take online through YouTube. You can Google, you can Google anything nowadays. Do your research, try it out for a couple of times, choose your platform, focus on that platform. You don't have to be on all social media platforms. You don't have to have a Twitter. You don't have to have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, website, Facebook. I don't know what else is out there. Anyways, you don't have to be on all of them. Being on at least 3 of the high traffic ones will help you. Instagram, please be on that because that's a #1. If you're starting your blog, start your Instagram account and make sure your Instagram account is a business account. It's not your personal account because the business account will show you all the analytics, all the traffic source, what time is good to post. There are so many apps out there. Again, Instagram, it's a whole different world. I can just make a video about it. But if you're doing Instagram, do it with your website or YouTube. That way you can link your platforms. Like let's say you go on your story and talk about your YouTube video. People can hop on your YouTube video and watch it, or you go on your stories or you post it on your feed about a fashion outfit doesn't make sense, about an outfit or about a food recipe or something, so you can direct them to your website. So focus on 2 things at first and then try to add the rest to it. You don't have to stick with one platform all the time. You can add to it, you can switch the platforms. Just start, you guys. I don't know how many times I need to say it. Just start. Now it's better than later. So don't think, oh my God, 2019, it's already too late, it's saturated. No. Medicine field, it's saturated. Doesn't mean that we don't have to become a doctor. No. People become a doctor. Engineering field, it's saturated. Do people still become an engineer? Yes, they do. If you're out there trying to build a website, I don't want you to go through the same thing that I went through. If you're building a website and you know what the heck you're doing, oh my God, more power to you. Just hold my hand and take me there too, because I'm still struggling. My website right now, it's under construction. As I said, I started my website with WordPress. I had no idea what the heck I was doing. So I would just hours and hours and hours, I would Google, be on YouTube and watch all these tutorials. Anyways, I built a semi-okay website, pretty basic. It was working. I got a little traffic. I've learned about SEO, not much, a little bit. I had to take a break. And then back in 2017, when I started doing blogging again full time, I decided to hire a website designer. Poor guy had no idea what blogging was. He was so negative. Every time I had a meeting, he was like, you're not focusing your SEO, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. And he was right, because he came from a web designing mind, not thinking about blogging or what blogging is. Like, I explained to him what blogging was, and still he couldn't really digest the whole thing and understand the whole blogging field. And that was my mistake. Right then, I needed to just say no. But because I didn't have enough money to pay someone $4,000 or $5,000 to build a website, I was like, I'm okay with this. I'm gonna do this for now, which ended up ruining my whole website. Basically, he had no idea what blogging was. I screwed up some stuff. I ended up not writing on the website because it was just so awful. He wouldn't get what I wanted, and I wanted to add some links and all different like little criterias to it, and he couldn't do it, or he was like confused, and I end up not working with him and not knowing that my website is under his server at that point and not with Bluehost. So fast forward to 2-3 months ago, I decided to rebuild the website and be on my blog again, because the website eventually will be kind of like your resume. You will, show your website to companies. Also, YouTube could be your resume, because YouTube is almost the same concept. You post a video, you talk about it, and then you write it in description box, and you put some links to it and all that shebang. But I wanted to have the website and YouTube together. Why not just maximize your resume? Long story short, I ended up calling Bluehost and WordPress, tried to get my website back on track and just build a new one. And they told me I'm not part of their server. So I have to contact the guy. The guy wouldn't release my old blog post. And to this day, right now, I'm building the website and it's looking much better than before, actually. And I'm doing it all by myself with the help of Bluehost once in a blue moon. I'm still in a process of getting my old blogs, and honestly, 75%, I'm sure I'm not going to be able to get all my old blog posts. The moral of this story is, when you're doing something, make sure you have the complete knowledge of it. You're educated about it. Don't trust people when they don't know what they're doing. Just do your research. That's all I'm gonna say for this video. It's getting too long. I can literally make a second version of this video and talk about more of my experiences and mistakes, because there are plenty of them. So let me know down below in comment section, or like this video if you want to see more of these type of video. And thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Make sure to subscribe, because make sure to subscribe, because it's gonna help me in a big way. Be fabulous, be beautiful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.